Hello, my name is Dr. Jordan Harris, LMFT, licensed marriage and family therapist supervisor and licensed professional counselor supervisor. And my specialty is breaking down sessions of expert therapists so we can learn to do what they do. And today we're watching a young Carl Rogers work with a single mom. To this point, we've seen Rogers work with this mom who's really concerned about how do I talk to my daughter about sex and the fact that I'm dating again. So let's dive in.
I was affected as a child. And the minute that comes up, then I'm all haywire. Like, I want to be a good mother so bad. And I feel like I am a good mother. But then there's those little exceptions, like my guilt with working. I want to work, and it's so fun having extra money. I like to work nights. The minute I think I'm not being real good to the children or giving them enough time, then I start feeling guilty again. Then that's when it's a, what do they call it? A double bind. That's just what it feels like. I want to do this, and it feels right, but after all, I'm not being a good mother, and I want to be both. I'm becoming more and more aware of what a perfectionist I am. That's what it seems like. I want to be so perfect. Either I want to become perfect in my standards or not have that need anymore.
Or I guess I hear it a little differently that what you want is to seem perfect. That it means it's a great matter of great importance to you to be a good mother, and you want to seem to be a good mother even if some of your actual feelings differ from that. Does that catch
Yeah,
you?
I don't feel like I'm saying that. No,
All right,
that isn't what
okay.
I feel, really.
So this is a really big moment. As I said earlier, my specialty is in analyzing tape. And I basically, I think I say that because I basically pay researchers to show me how they analyze tape, right? Like when all these universities are putting out these research articles, they have teams of researchers who are analyzing tape. And that's and they have these ways of doing that to see what processes work the best with what people. Um, and I had a coach. I paid them to coach me. I had a researcher I was working with, and she would call this moment right here a moment of resistance. A moment of resistance. Um, let's watch this again, and then talk about why this is a moment of resistance, and why it's important that we see these moments.
And you want to seem to be a good mother even if some of your actual feelings differ from that. Does that catch you?
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm saying that. No,
All right,
that isn't what
okay.
I feel, really.
Okay.
I want to approve of me.
So this is a moment of resistance because the client is essentially saying no. Now, I said this 100 times because it's so true. Every time I say this is resistance, a lot of people are like, well, the client is not being bad. Like they're just speaking their needs. And it's like, totally. Resistance is not a moral judgment. We're not saying the client is doing anything wrong. What we mean is that the client is saying, no, therapist, that doesn't fit for me. Sometimes people are like, well, he's just trying to reflect. And I go, absolutely. Again, we're not saying the therapist did anything wrong. Resistance only means, in this body of research, resistance only means the client is saying no in any form to what you're offering them. And it's not even important that you use the word resistance. It's only important that you recognize that the client is saying no. Because what some research points to is that when we mishandle these moments, when clients say no, that doesn't work for me, right? For any reason, whether because they are actively against us or because they're just telling us that's not a good fit for me. For any reason, when they say no, if we mishandle that moment, it has a negative impact on the therapy up to a year later. And I think even longer than that, because if you think about how research is done, it's hard at a university to do research that lasts longer than a year. Right? You got to track down people again, you got to find them. I mean, it's just really hard to get all that sort of data. So this moment is a critical moment. And the big thing is when your client says no, you want to demonstrate understanding. If we keep pushing forward and we ignore the fact that they have said no, that's when we have these alliance ruptures. Right? We have a break between you and the client. You're not on the same page anymore. But if you demonstrate understanding in that moment of the resistance, um, it has a positive impact on the counseling. So let's see what Rogers does. He's, it's Carl Rogers, so he's probably going to handle it really well.
Me always, but my actions won't let me. I want to approve of me. I
I
think
realize you, all right, let me, because I'd like to understand that. You sound as though your actions are kind of outside of you. You want to approve of you, but what you do somehow won't let you approve of yourself.
right.
All right. So we have two things. What he basically does is he says, I want to understand you. Then he demonstrates his understanding by using a reflection. It's like his main tool, right? And then the client says, yes. So we're back on track. So he's done a great job of avoiding what could be a big moment of disconnection between him and the client, right? Let's see that one more time.
With me. I
I
think
realize you, all right, let me, because I'd like to understand that.
I like to understand that. And you can see him like really puzzling it out.
You sound as though your actions are kind of outside of you. You want to approve of you, but what you do somehow won't let you approve of
And that's the reflection.
yourself.
right.
She says, right. Yes, you got it. We're back on track. We're a team again. We are seeing the same thing. So yeah, he does a great job of repairing of undoing, resolving, getting out of the resistance. Beautiful work.
Like I feel that I could approve of myself regarding, for example, my sex life. This is the big thing. If I really fell in love with a man and I respected him and I adored him, I don't think I'd feel so guilty going to bed with him. And I don't think I'd have to make up any excuses to the children because they could see my natural caring for him.
Okay.
But when I have the physical desire and I'll say, oh, well, why not? And I want to anyway, then I feel guilty afterwards. I hate facing the kids. I don't like looking at myself, and I rarely enjoy it. And this is what I mean. If the circumstances would be different, I don't think I'd feel so guilty because I'd feel right about it.
Yeah, I guess I hear you saying if what I was doing when I went to bed with a man was really genuine and full of love and respect and so on, I wouldn't feel guilty in relation to Pam. I wouldn't. I really would be comfortable about the situation.
That's how I feel, yes.
I mean, she's saying yes so much, right? She's totally agreeing with him as he's reflecting back with her. She's basically saying, you get me, therapist. You get me, which, I mean, is like Roger's core skill is in really showing clients that he is really present. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
And I know that sounds like I want a perfect situation, but that is how I feel. And in the meantime, I can't stop these desires. I've tried that also. I've tried saying, okay, I don't like myself when I do that, so I won't do it anymore. But then I resent the children. I think, why should they stop me from doing what I want? And it's really not that bad.
But I guess I heard you saying too that it isn't only the children, that you don't like it as well when it
Right.
really isn't.
I'm
right.
sure I know that's it, probably even more so than I'm aware of. But I only notice it so much when I pick it up in the children. Then I can also notice it in myself.
And somehow, sometimes you kind of feel like blaming them for the feelings you have. I mean, why should they cut you off from a normal sex life?
Well, a sex life, I could say, not normal, because there is something about me that says that's not very healthy to just go into sex because you feel physically attractive or something, or a physical need. So something about it tells me that's not quite right anyway.
So that you feel really that at times you are acting in ways that are not in accord with your own inner standards.
Right.
But then you were also saying a minute ago, but you feel you can't help that either.
I wished I could. That's it. And I can't. Now I feel like I can't control myself as well as I could have before for a specific reason. Now I can't. I just let go, and there's too many things I do wrong that I have to feel guilty for, and I sure don't like that.
I think that's a really powerful thing for her to say. There's too many things that I feel guilty for, and I sure don't like that. I mean, she obviously has a lot of self-criticism about her sex life, and that's a tricky thing because on the one hand, it's her values and her standards, right? And if she wants to um, have sex with these guys, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And if she doesn't want to, that's also fine. It really comes down to her own values. But I mean, there's definitely this sort of self-critical part here where she's really judging herself. Look, we'll keep doing these. My name is Dr. Jordan Harris, for those of you who didn't catch that at the beginning. And I do this sort of breakdown regularly. This is like my specialty. So if you enjoy these sort of breakdowns, go to my website, Dr. or Jordan the Counselor /subscribe, and you'll be added to my wait list, to my email list. And I'll send these sort of reviews out regularly so you can get these sort of analysis in your inbox and learn more about how to become a better therapist and help more people in situations just like this. All right. See you soon.